You're gonna learn some crazy info today and just leave this video feeling like you have lived here for your entire life. So today we're gonna be discussing the top 5 reasons that people are moving to Lubbock right now in 2021, the top 5 reasons. So I'm gonna go ahead and start in descending order, starting with number 5. You guessed it, that's right, the Lubbock skyline. It is unlike anywhere on the planet. I was actually talking to my uncle the other night. He flew for Southwest Airlines for a long time. It's one of the premier airlines in the country. You should probably know it. And so he's flown all over the world, and he lived in Lubbock for a couple of years actually. And he told me the other night on the phone, because I was looking at the sunset, he said that Lubbock has the best sunsets in the world, hands down. He's flown, he has a bird's eye view of the sunsets all over the world. I think it's because Lubbock is so flat and you can really get a wide array of sky, really in a 360-degree angle.
Full panorama, if you will.
Great verbiage, Jaden. An entire panorama of the sky. We're talking all sorts of color palettes here. We got your oranges, you got your pinks, you got your pinks, right. You got your blues, you got your mystique colors, your grayer purples.
Yeah. They're colorful.
They're colorful. They're very colorful. But really, you get really impeccable sunsets here in Lubbock, and it's one of the things that you take for granted. And when you leave, like when I go to Dallas or any other city here in Texas, I'm like, dang, I really wish that I was back in Lubbock looking at the sun. Not looking directly at the sun, but looking at the sunset, what the sun does to the sky. Beautiful sunsets.
What's your uncle's name? Let's get to know him a little.
His name's Mike Nevins, but I call him Uncle Miney.
All right.
I just call him Mike.
Enough of your uncle. What's number 4?
He's a great man.
Yeah, Uncle Mike.
Number 4 is the cost of living.
Cost of living, that's my favorite thing. I am cheap. Cheap. Cheap suits.
Cheap suits, please.
No, but cost of living, it is one of the lowest in Lubbock. You have medium-sized city, we're right around 250,000 people, so big enough to get the chain restaurants. We have a Starbucks everywhere, but still small enough to keep those costs low, like we've talked about in other videos. Gas, travel, housing, bills, utilities, all just a little bit cheaper in Lubbock, which I love.
Me too. We've seen, I mean, because of the market in Texas, I mean, a lot of people are just moving to Texas in general. We've seen a lot of appreciation in the value of homes. And you don't usually bank on that when you're going to buy a house. It's always kind of assumed, but you never really know what the market. But because it's been so hectic here, homes have appreciated like crazy. Definitely in the last year, more than 2%. I mean, like outrageous numbers we're talking.
Something they could appreciate?
Something that you can appreciate. You on the couch. Or wherever you're watching. You want to talk a little bit more about the appreciation thing?
Yeah, it just goes up.
It just keeps going up.
Parabolically.
Parabolic. And usually investors, when you're investing in real estate, you want to factor in appreciation, but it's kind of like that cherry on top thing. But recently, everywhere in Texas has just been crazy.
Insane. So number 3, Lubbock is in West Texas, and if you've seen anything lately, you know Texas is absolutely booming. It's blowing up. If you're in California, half of y'all have made it already to Texas.
Yeah.
A lot of that goes to the Austin region, of course, the Houston region, Dallas, but that does trickle over to Lubbock a lot. We've seen just in Tech's enrollment alone in the past, don't hold me to it, I think it's 2 or 3 years,
yeah, 2 or 3.
It's gone from 30 to 40,000 on enrollment. So we're seeing that same boom kind of trickle up to West Texas, whereas it's absolutely exploding in the Austin area.
I mean, you're getting big names like Elon Musk decided to move Tesla to Austin, and then Joe Rogan followed suit, who has probably the biggest podcast in the world, and he's bringing a ton of famous people here from California, like Jaden had just talked about. Yeah, so I mean, just like Jaden was saying, if you're not in Texas yet, you probably should be, because a lot of big names are moving here. You're talking industry. Amazon has built so many factories and warehouses here in the past 10 years. I mean, just in Dallas area, I'm from Dallas, so personally I've seen it. Just the growth here has been astronomical. And like Jaden was saying, a lot of that has trickled to Lubbock in West Texas, especially because Texas Tech is here. So a lot of kids who are graduating high school, Tech is a really big option of schools in Texas. It's one of the premier schools. When you think of Texas schools, you think of UT, TCU, SMU, Tech, Baylor. I mean, we only think of Texas Tech because we're from Lubbock, but like you would think of the other ones as well. So those are all, I mean, things that you definitely would be considering when moving here, and considering the economic growth of Texas and of Lubbock as well. And another crazy thing is that Lubbock's population in the past 15 to 20 years has actually doubled.
Really?
Doubled in size, Lubbock has.
You're a part of that.
I am a part of that.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome, because I'm a resident. Another great thing about Lubbock is it's very focused on small businesses. There's a lot of mom and pop shops here, so there's a very diverse economy just in terms of what people do with their lives and how it benefits the Lubbock economy.
Agreed, we're in that.
We are in that.
Well,
we're all up in it.
that's right.
Betty Crocker style. Yeah. What up, Eli?
Okay, point number 2. Lubbock is family friendly. So a lot of people coming into Lubbock think that, you know, it's a college town, it's based around that, and yes, that is a huge drive for Lubbock, but you get out to southwest Lubbock, even central Lubbock, and there's a whole different community, and it is so family oriented. Things like the First Friday Art Trail, there's a ton of to do. We're like, I think don't quote me to the stat because I didn't look it up, but we have like the most restaurants
per square mile, per capita, one of those words.
Yeah, one of those words.
Whatever it is.
So family friendly stuff to do with the fam is phenomenal.
Yeah, like he mentioned the First Friday Art Trail. So essentially what the First Friday Art Trail is, it's the first Friday every month. There's a big conglomeration of artists that get together and they pretty much premiere their art for the entire city, whoever wants to go. It's free, there's food trucks and drinks. It's a big cultural melting pot of people in Lubbock. So you can go, look at art, have a beer, maybe an IPA. Maybe get a tattoo, just hang out, listen to some live music, and it's really cool. It's just you wouldn't think that in Lubbock art is a booming, bustling thing, but it is. I mean, people in Lubbock really are very artistic, and it's just a cool blend of the community to see everything going on at the First Friday Art Trail.
Well, I think with that, the Buddy Holly Center being put down there too is going to bring a ton. So where normally Lubbock's not going to have orchestras and all this stuff coming, that gives I mean, if you haven't seen it, it is an awesome venue to just host everything.
Let's talk about some schools, Jaden.
Well,
you like schools a lot.
You know,
you hang around them.
I didn't even have a comeback for that.
You got a restraining order too.
That and Chuck E. Cheese. Obviously, Andrew went to a school that was probably low performing, which is what we don't have here in Lubbock, which is a great segue. Lubbock Cooper.
So Lubbock Cooper is a school district on the south side of town, and that place is
So you say it's bumping? It's bumping.
That place is bumping. We actually have an agent in office who does separate videos from us, and he went and interviewed the superintendent of the Cooper School District. So we'll put a link to that one below. Super cool video, just talking about the neighborhood and the community and community involvement and Lubbock and everything like that. So we'll include a link if you're interested in that.
Yeah, a lot of good info in there, and he actually went and sat down with them, had an at-length interview with the superintendent. So if you have kiddos, you're looking to move to Lubbock, trying to figure out what area we need to be in for school, that would be an awesome video for you to check out.
Yeah.
Okay, so you may be moving to Lubbock as a new city or any new city. A great place to plug in, meet people, plant roots, of course, is church. Yep. And Lubbock is abundant in church. So that's somewhere where you want to get plugged in, meet your core friend group for a new place. That would be a really great option. In Lubbock, I mean, there's not just one church that's phenomenal here. We've been to multiple that have been awesome.
Well, we've made it all the way down to numero uno. For all you Spanish-speaking folk out there, I'm bilingual. Muchas gracias. So for number 1, and we've hit on this in a couple other videos, but we have to hammer it home. I think it's the most important thing, the people living in Lubbock. Lubbock has got to be the friendliest town in America. I know that's subjective, it's an opinion, but everywhere you go, yes ma'am, no ma'am, all the service jobs here, people are very kind. There's a lot of Southern hospitality, so people know their manners very well, and they are very quick to portray them to you and make sure you're welcome and you feel loved no matter what color you are, no matter what race you are, no matter what gender you are. People are very kind and welcoming here in Lubbock.
Yeah, so I think one of the weirdest things, well, not weird to us, but from other areas. You're just driving down the road and somebody will wave at you, or they're walking, they'll wave, and you'll think, do I know that person?
Yeah, well,
you don't. You really don't know that person.
They just want to know you.
They're just being friendly.
Yeah,
so
they are.
That's an oddity that we have that I don't think expands to a lot of other places. Maybe it does, but I know it's when I come back to Lubbock, everybody waves.
Yeah, there's nothing like just kindness from strangers.
Yeah.
It's weird to say. There's really
That's
nothing
weird?
like it. That's a little weird.
Kindness
from strangers.
Well.
But it can really boost your day. I mean, like Jaden was just saying, if you're walking down the street and someone just randomly waves at you,
Yeah.
that feels good, and it makes you want to go pass that on and be kind to other. So it's a very kind and welcoming community, and we really love it here, me and Jaden. So once again, it's been a fantastic ride. If you stuck around this long, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. It really helps the algorithm, which we always talk about. It also really helps the algorithm when you smash that like button, and you give us a subscribe. Since our first video, we had 6 subscribers. We're at 51 now, which is pretty crazy.
That's exciting.
Yeah, we've been moving
I
up.
honestly didn't know that before.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So hop on the train, give us a subscribe. Like we're saying, I said that so fast. We're not giving anything away. We're doing, like I said, we're doing a video every week. Every Wednesday, we're coming out with a new video, updating you guys and letting you guys know what it's like living in Lubbock, what it's like moving here, and why you should move here, as opposed to moving somewhere else.
Love it.
So I've been Andrew.baxter, real estate agent in Lubbock. This is my friend Jaden Timmons, also a real estate agent in Lubbock, and we will see you next time.